Right, guys, listen. I was going to do a walking one, but I can't be bothered right now. Too tired. It's the end of the week. I want to relax. So here's the thing. Here's the thing. Behave. Behave. I mean it. Listen, don't mess about. Sorry, guys. Um, so what I wanted to talk to you today about was Dave Chappelle. Now, for those of you who don't know who Dave Chappelle is, one of the most infamous stand-up comedians of our generation, probably the generation before ours. Phenomenal comic. He was obviously the show host of the show, the Chappelle Show, which was named after him. Um, he was so famous that show broke so many records. He was in films like Con Air, Blue Streak. He made his own called Half Baked. Something happened in his career where he was offered something like $50 million and he left. Now, in a show, in a program with Oprah, he said he was talking about Martin Lawrence, and he was saying about Martin Lawrence. No, he wasn't talking about Martin Lawrence. He was talking to James. Is it Lipton or Tipton? Inside the actor's studio. So basically, he was talking to James Tipton, whatever it's called, and he's asking him questions. He's like, "Why are people losing their minds in Hollywood?" So I mean, what are you doing? Right? Why are people losing their minds in Hollywood? And he said, "Shh." And he said, "Oh, I forget what I was about to say now." Right? Right. So, I've completely lost where I was. Damn it, kids, man, kids. All right. What was I say now? Yeah. So he says to James Lipton, "What's going on with Hollywood? Maybe the environment is a little sick, right?" And he was talking in reference to Martin Lawrence. So he's also saying, like, in Hollywood, they always try to make the black males feminized. They always put them in dresses. It's a common Hollywood theme that if you're black, you get put in a dress, and after that, you become famous. You became mega rich. Kevin Hart, Jamie Foxx, Eddie Murphy. They've all done it, and they've got phenomenal careers. Not that is dependent, but surely we've seen it happen so many times. There's no denying that there is some sort of sickness inside that dream machine. Anyway, he's come back after a long hiatus, and when he left, everyone started saying, "Oh, he's gone crazy, he's gone crazy, he's gone crazy." But he's the one of the most intelligent, foremost forward thinkers I've ever seen in my life. And on top of that, he's got like several comedy shows. He's got he's come back. He's got several comedy shows, and he's like whenever he says something so profound, but then he like slaps it down by saying a joke, right? Sorry, guys, I am going to be moving out a bit because I have to stop a little boy from getting on the show. So he said this one thing. He was explaining this story about a man called Iceberg Slim, who was a pimp. And, obviously we know what they do. And if you don't, sorry guys, you might as well just switch off because it's not for you. But in that story, he tells about how he became a big timer and about how he manipulated women to do his bidding. And he gave this insane analogy, which is so true because it happens in real life, but he referred it to what Hollywood was doing to him. Hollywood was pimping him out into like a prostitute, right? So he left because of that, right? But here's my question. Listen, if Dave Chappelle, foremost intelligent mind on like the comic series, on the front line of comedy, if he gave up on his Comedy Central show for 50 million, why has he come back and now he's the host of SNL, Saturday Night Live? Why? How does that make any sense? So obviously we all need money, right? We need to pay the bills. So I don't really understand that. So he's gone away from the contract, but then he's just come back for another contract. Weird. Anyway, Dave Chappelle is fantastic. I know people love Kevin Hart. I know people love who else is out there that's doing so well? Well, here's the thing, guys. You know, there's always going to be comics out there. There's always going to be funny people out there. But I don't know. I think Red Fox was the godfather of comedy, and it was phenomenal because he was African American, and people had no respect for people who were black. And then there was Richard Pryor, who was by far an innovator and a pioneer in comedy, and he led the way. Even though racial offensive jokes, that was the time they had to put up a fight. And if one's an innovator and the other one's a godfather, then that makes Eddie Murphy iconic, and that makes Dave Chappelle the prodigal son, in my opinion. But guys, I've gone on a bit too much, and it's probably because of that little child there, right? He's looking at me. What do you want? Right. Okay. So that's my rant on Dave Chappelle. Why has he returned to the same organization that he said was trying to abuse him and use him by paying him with his own money that he earned? Something to think on, guys. Anyway, enough for rant. This is way longer than I wanted it to be. But anyway, thank you so much for your time, guys. I'll see you guys later.